Hey guys, today I'm going to take a look at this little four-wheel drive 1/20th scale RC truck by WL or Wltoys, however you want to call them. Obviously, my channel is called RD's Drone Reviews, but I've been having to do a lot of trucks and cars and boats lately just because it's been too cold to fly drones. I've only not been able to get many drone reviews in. It's so cold that the batteries they don't last, and it's hard to feel my fingers and all that stuff. So I've always been into RC trucks and cars well before drones even existed, so I'm always going to be doing that. I just didn't want to go to the trouble of changing my channel name and stuff. I think you guys understand. Most of you guys are fans of all RC stuff, but yeah, I'd like to get a couple of the little GPS drones I got up in the air. I've got some test flights in, but today it's like, it's 60 degrees and the ground's sweating a bunch. It's really gross out, but I can't fly today because it's like 30-mile-per-hour winds, and this little brush drone just can't handle that kind of wind. So we're going to be doing some trucks here today, and do a truck here today, and see what you guys think of this little truck. I'm really impressed with the build quality of this truck, and it's really fast. That's why it's got the wheelie bar with the wheels on the back, because this thing just hauls. Wait till you see it in the driver view. It is a very fast truck. And I don't mind the 1/20th. I've had the JJRC, I think it was a Q36, which was like 1/26 scale, and that was just too small. I didn't enjoy it at that size really because it was so small and it was literally uncontrollable. This one can be also, so I may be limiting the throttle down with the controller because it's just so darn fast. So as you can see here, it comes in this little box. I'll step back so you can see it. This is 1/20th scale. This is the 402. They've got the 404 and the 409. It's just different bodies stuck on top. I think the 409's looks like it's got headlights on it. But overall, this seems like a pretty nice little buggy. Let's go ahead and take the body off. You might see there's a little bit of that sheen stuck on here. I noticed that I call it a protective sheen. I'd pull that off before you drive it if you want to have the nice glossy look, because if you flip it and it's going to flip, you're going to scar it up. With that on, that's not going to protect it. It would just rip. So it looks a lot better with that off. So you can see it's got a little brushed motor here with the cooling, passive, cooling on top of the motor. The instruction says it's a 370 brushed motor. I didn't know it was that big, but it's of course smaller. A lot of them use the 390s. I thought it was in the 200s or something in terms of size, but so that's pretty quick. That's one reason why it's still a pretty large motor for this. It's got everything's nicely enclosed. It's got full independent suspension shocks on every wheel. They're just spring shocks. They're not oil filled, and you wouldn't expect them at this small size to be oil filled. It uses metal dog bones in the joints, which is really nice. From what I saw in the instruction manual, it's got full ball bearings, which is also excellent. Reduce the friction, and you're going to get a longer run time and faster speeds. Here's the servo on top. There's the ESC and the receivers built in here on the side. On this side here is where the LiPo battery, I knocked my controller off, goes in. You just take off this little cotter pin and this swings out, and the little LiPo I got sitting up here in the back of my car goes in the side here. And you have to run the wire through so you can plug it in right here. You plug it in right here. And the on and off switch is actually nice. It's located on the bottom, which is great. It's up far enough, I don't think there's any way you're going to bump it off while you're driving it, but easy to turn it on and off. It's got some metal here too, reinforcements for the front and back. So this thing's really well built for a toy grade little car. I'm super impressed with the build quality. I've been impressed with a lot of the build quality in this toy stuff. It's just really nice. It's nice rubber tires and rather big for a car this size, so get a nice amount of grip and everything. So the run time on this is somewhere in 8 to 10 minutes, because it's really fast. You're not going to get a super long run time, especially with such a small LiPo. Let's take a look at the LiPo battery. It is a 2S LiPo, 500 milliamp hours. So it's not a huge battery, and that's why it has a smaller run time. But you could, probably put a bigger battery in here, a 2S, if you wanted to rig it up on top or something. Something like, I've got one in my pocket here, something like this little battery for the XK X251 I got. You know, you could put something like that in there and run something like that also. And this is a 950 milliamps, so you get a longer run time. There's no C rating on this battery, so you know, I'm guessing it's probably in the 25C. It doesn't say. So should be similar to the other battery I had in my pocket. It doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories, just your charger here off the balance port. It does come with these little universal 4-in-1 wrench, you know. The smaller end on this side is to take off the wheels. And it has an instruction manual, which is actually really, really good. Just if I can get it open here, I'll take a really brief look at it, because it does have an exploded, more than just an exploded view. It's got complete, you know, disassemble and reassemble the entire car, and that's always really nice, because something this fast and small, even though it's really well built, is going to break. So parts from this, you know, WL Tech is very big, you know, very well-known brand, so you should be no problem getting parts. So if you need to get something break, you should be able to get parts no problem, and then that's going to show you how to take it apart and put it back together, so you don't have to take a bunch of photos. So it's always a good idea to do that too, so you know how things go back together. So let's go ahead and we'll look at the controller really quick. And it's just this is the same one that Wltoys uses on a lot of their stuff. Little pistol grip, got the foam grip on the wheel here, which I like. You know, it gives you better grip. Your hands don't slip. It's got a throttle and steering trim, so you can you know, obviously adjust the steering and the throttle. Of course, it's fully proportional steering and throttle, so that's always good. Like I said, I may have to reduce the throttle because it rides a wheelie so easily that it will flip. If you floor it, the car will just flip. It just goes right over the wheelie bar. So we'll see how it does today. Again, if it's still doing that, I may have to reduce it just because it's so fast. So I'd advise you might want to take off slow if you got it all the way, throttle all the way up, and then floor it. Give it a little bit time to increase its speed, and it may not flip so easily. So we'll see how that does today. Oh, and I didn't mention the charging time on this. You know, the instruction says like 4 hours. I don't think it's going to take that long for a 500 milliamp, but it's probably going to take, you know, 2 to 3. That's really slow. And unfortunately, it only uses the balance plug, so there's not any way to really plug it into most hobby grade chargers, because, you know, it uses the balance to balance it out at the very end, and it charges a higher current through the main plug, which this doesn't have. So obviously the X251 battery I showed you is the same way, but there's a lot of little ones like this that have a JST and the Q36 battery. I could have used that one, but I don't have that car anymore, so I don't have the LiPo to that car actually broke on me, and I ended up throwing it all away. It completely busted, and I couldn't get spare parts at the time, and I think I may have left the battery in it, which I did not intend to do. And I think that battery would have fit, and I believe it had a connector on it too, so I could have used my hobby grade charger. So I think we covered everything here. There's not a whole lot to cover on these cars. They're pretty, you know, they're pretty basic, but they're a lot of fun to drive. So let's go ahead and we'll move along now to the driver view. All right, guys. So I have the little Wltoys truck. You know, I got, because they call it the Onward. The Agility is another name on the box. I didn't mention that. Not that the name's really important, but I've got it bound up. As you can see, wow, that's really fast. It is really, really quick, I think. But I've not had a chance to really open up outdoors. Mostly been driving around inside my house because the weather's been so bad. Like I said, today, you know, the weather is much warmer, but it's just super windy. It's calm at kind of the moment, just massive gusts of wind. So really sloppy weather to do anything in the air. So we, you know, taking this truck out to drive it today. So let's go ahead and get it down here, and we'll. You see, it's got fully proportional steering. Hopefully that shows up in my camera if I stand back enough. Let's go ahead and take it out and see what it does. Just wanting to pull a little to the right on me, so I'm gonna adjust the steering trim some. Boy, that was not even full speed. That's about half speed there. This is very fast. That's full speed. Whoa! That's full speed. See, it is just very, very quick. So we will see how it does, and if I need to turn the throttle trim down a little bit, just so that it's a little more manageable. I'm gonna kind of stand on the edge of my garage here because the wind gust is gonna make a lot of wind noise in my mic. See how it does through the grass? Oh, tons of power. And again, that's not even full speed. Yeah, I think, you know, it's gonna flip quite easily. I'm trying to jump over something like that. I got some straw hanging on it there. Boy, it peels out pretty good, even though four-wheel drive. It's still peeling out on me. Wow, this car is really cool. But it's really fast. Man, is that fast for a little bitty car. But it's not uncontrollable necessarily, where that little once you get down to 126 scale, I mean, I couldn't even drive that thing. This one you can at least drive. Just don't know if I'd drive at full speed as much. It seems kind of ease into it. I am going to walk out here into the wind here so we can kind of do maybe a speed test on the street. Kind of ease it up to speed here. There's full. Whoa! Oh, oh, oh. It kind of pulled on me a little bit. The steering obviously is. Whoa! Look, it's peeling out so fast. It's the wet pavement. Let me kind of put my back to the wind here. It's peeling out, so I'm gonna have a hard time going full throttle today because of the wet pavement. As soon as it gets up to the top speed, it loses grip. If the pavement was dry today, I think I could ease into it. It wouldn't do that, but I gotta say it's kind of fun. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get any slow motion shots because it's mostly just spinning out and flipping over. Honestly, this thing is so fast that I don't see any need to try to upgrade this, because you're not going to be able to make this thing go faster and be able to control it. It's at its limits right now. That's about half speed, and that's not too bad. That's very controllable there. That has got to be 20 miles an hour, I'd say. And there I said full speed. There's full speed. Whoa! Oh. Ah. Ah. That would be cool in slow motion. Hopefully I got that here in the video in slow motion, if I remember. So yeah, this guy hauls. He's very quick. Let's see how the braking is. Brake. Worked pretty good. Trying to see if I can just get it to go in a straight line enough. Let's see if I need better luck on my driveway. Slam on the brakes. That brakes doesn't brake super hard, so that's good, so it doesn't flip over. See there, as it was on this drier pavement right here, it didn't peel out so much. But anywhere where I'm getting on the water, it's just, it can't keep traction. And that's going to be expected for this size of a car and this speed. I believe it was rated at 45 kilometers per hour, which I think is in the upper 20 mile per hour, and I believe it at full speed. There you can see what, and look, oh man. See if we can get it to back up, there we go. As with most of them, it's got the delay in the backing up because it's determining whether you're braking, and then it delays and then gives you the reverse. There we go, full speed. So obviously it would have been a little better if I could have gotten out. See, in the really tall grass is the one area where cars of this size are going to have some issues. If you're trying to start out especially, because it's just going to get stuck on top of the grass. So this one's not nearly as bad as that JJRC because it's not that small. Once you get going though, it's got some momentum behind it. And then it's, you know, it can handle going through the grass. Let's see if it can jump and keep it. Oh yeah. See, man, if I go full speed through the grass, it's not able to spin out. Let's go. Well, of course it flipped over. I was able to go full speed all the way over here. Man, this thing goes through the grass way better than you would expect for something of its size. I said, unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to do full speed tests in this wet pavement. But that's, man, I tell you what, that's fast for not even full throttle. Might be kind of hard to see in my video because it's so small. I'm trying to keep it close. See if we can get it going here. Try backing up. There we go. Once you get it going through the grass, yeah, it's just, like I said, this wet pavement's really causing problems. So I apologize about that. It's just supposed to rain tomorrow and then get much, much colder and then have some ice and stuff. So today was the only real day I see for the immediate future to be able to get outside, and of course this is really wet, so that's affecting the traction. Oh, look at that, that's full speed. And it's very durable. I mean, it's flipping around. I'm not even concerned about it breaking anything. But boy, it's just spinning out bad. So like I said, you could drop the throttle down on it to prevent from going full speed, but you know, just give it half throttle. I mean, that's what I'm doing if I want to make it controllable. If you're going to give this to a kid, or just let a kid practice with it, you know, if I were going to give this to my daughter to play with, I would drop the throttle down because she's going to obviously floor it. Like any kid's just going to stomp the pedal, so to speak. And it's going to make it difficult, especially like I said on a day like today with the wet pavement. But yeah, this would be a lot of fun. The dirt, even snow, if it's just a little bit, obviously it's not going to be able to go through much because it doesn't have much clearance. And I do believe the wheelie bar, and I said in my basement it was just flipping over on full speed. I think it had so much grip on it, had really good grip on the carpet. There it's just spinning out, but I don't know if I can back it up. And yeah, I mean, the wheelie bar is definitely going to be useful on this under under less slick conditions. But I kind of, like I said, I enjoy spinning out and stuff as long as it would stay on its wheels. And it's just too wet. It's flipping over a lot. But I'm flooring it too. Like I said, just don't floor it if you don't want it to flip over. If I run about half throttle there, see? That's pretty quick and it's completely controllable. At half throttle, it's not spinning out. I can turn it. And that's, to me, that's still plenty fast, especially for something this small. I mean, you don't need to go faster than that, but it certainly has the ability to. I think it probably would do really well on dirt, but it's got a little better traction compared to this pavement. Even when it's not wet, pavement's still going to be a little slick when it has that much torque and speed. Like I said, just spinning out there in full speed, it'll finally just flip itself over. So yeah, it's flipping itself over a lot, but I don't think I'm really giving it a completely fair test here because of the wet pavement, so I can't say it's going to flip itself over turning in circles on really dry pavement. I think it probably won't. It's still going to spin out though. Whoa! No, it's still on its wheels. It definitely was good that Wltoys, you know, they make good stuff. And it's so well built with the metal reinforcement stuff that I don't think it's going to be easy to break anything on this one, despite the small size. All cars are going to break stuff, but I mean, it shouldn't be super easy to break. So if you're interested in this, I got a link in the description to it. I don't remember the price. I don't even really want to guess necessarily. I thought it was somewhere in the $50 range. I just don't remember exactly, so don't hold me to that. So if you want to check that out, I'll include a coupon to it if there is a coupon. I can't remember if I had a coupon for this truck or not. I don't think I did. But I would highly recommend this. It says 14 and up, and I think that's probably right in terms of age. You know, I said my daughter at 6 years old could certainly run it if I dropped the throttle down, but she's the one that broke the little JJRC running it into something, and it was just too small and fast. So I think that's enough to show you guys. This review's probably long enough with all my jibber jabbering and talking, but overall this is a really nice built truck, very fast. I just say it's not going to be real controllable at full throttle in wet conditions like this, but it should be on, you know, grass. It was perfectly fine. Dirt should be no problem. You know, rock, stuff like that, you know, it's still going to want to peel out. And a wheelie bar will work if you can get the traction, get enough speed up, or do reverse and forward and use it. But today with the wet pavement, it's just too slick to really be able to test the wheelie bar on it. But overall, like I said, I do like this truck. I'm surprised because I'm usually not a fan of the super small trucks, but this one I do like. So hope you guys had a good day. Hope you enjoyed this review, and see you guys soon.
The power of the dark side.